Good evening and welcome to our little Cwtch, where we're going to have another prayer today. I've been thinking about the book of Psalms. It's often referred to as Jesus' prayer book, and indeed it's been used for prayers way before Jesus was born. When we read the Psalms, though, they're not all light and jolly reading. In fact, many of the Psalms are laments and real gut-wrenching cries because the writer is in all sorts of trouble, from warfare to illness to just feeling desolate and alone. The world isn't all as it should be. Often when we think of prayer, we think that prayer means asking God for stuff. Or thanking God for how lovely everything is, for the wrongs of the world to be righted. But actually the Psalms as prayers don't always ask God for anything. Sometimes they're just telling God like it is. And this is prayer. Telling God like it is. Walter Brueggemann is a Old Testament specialist, and he says the Psalms can be put into three categories. Psalms of orientation, where everything is good and it's all going well and praise the Lord. Psalms of disorientation, where everything's gone wrong. Life sucks. And then there's Psalms of reorientation, where the psalmist has gone from being in that place of desolation to, God is with us. Psalm 13 is a good psalm, and it's one we can echo as a cry of help. This is what it says. Long enough, God. You've ignored me long enough. I've looked at the back of your head long enough. Long enough I've carried this ton of trouble, lived with a stomach full of pain. Long enough my arrogant enemies have looked down their noses at me. Take a good look at me, God, my God. I want to look life in the eye, so no enemy can get the best of me, or laugh when I fall flat on my face. I've thrown myself headlong into your arms. I'm celebrating your rescue. I'm singing at the top of my lungs. I'm so full of answered prayer. There you can see in that psalm how the psalmist has gone from being really fed up and angry with God to actually being full of praise. When we're in a safe place, we know, and with someone we know we can trust, we can let our guard down. We can say how it is. We can shout and scream. And the one thing I've learnt from the Psalms is God is big enough to take the punches. In fact, God would rather us be honest and true than religious. So in our little Cwtch, wherever we make our little Cwtches, we can shout and cry out to God. We can pour out our heart's desires. We can just say, help, because that is prayer, just shouting, help. And Psalm 34 reassures us. Is anyone calling out for help? God is listening, ready to rescue you. If your heart is broken, you'll find God right there. If you're kicked in the gut, He'll help you catch your breath. Disciples so often get into trouble. Still, God is there every time. So, when we don't know how to pray, when words fail us and the world isn't as we would want it to be, we can pray that 4-letter word. Help. And it doesn't matter if we stamp our feet and cry and get all annoyed. God's big enough to take all the punches, and He listens and He answers. and He is with us. We'll see you again. God bless.